Hi everybody, we're going to be doing chapter 7 right now of Theories of Relativity. So this is page 55. I don't know why I always let myself get so excited. I should have known my mother was not going to make a new start. I should have known each new school was going to be tough, and I definitely should have known I wouldn't get that job. That's it. I refuse to have any more expectations. I'm sitting in front of the office tower, waiting for the church bells to toll the noon hour. Wind throws hard, hurting pellets of snow into my face. That's good imagery. People will pull up their coat collars and rush right by me to the warmth of a restaurant or store. They won't want to linger and search for change. It'll be worse when the cold months of January and February strike. The sidewalk in front of Holy Rosary Cathedral is empty. It's been that way for a couple of days, and I worry about Jenna. I stick my feet into the sleeping bag and pull it over my knees. As I tuck the flap between my butt and the cold cement wall, a photograph falls to the ground. I snatch it up before the wind catches it. It's my grandparents' wedding picture, in black and white, though it would be truer to say in shades of gray. The photograph reminds me of early morning. Like this picture, dawn is the time before color comes into the world, when there's a magical play of light and dark, nuance, subtlety, gradations, and shadows. The entire texture of the city is different at dawn, softer. Again, really great imagery, right? Using the ideas of texture and having us imagine what things feel like, look like. Continuing on, I took this photograph from my grandma's dresser drawer one day. I guess that's stealing, but I needed it. I only steal things I need. In the photograph, my grandparents smile shyly. Blossom-laden branches stretch over their heads, so I know it's spring. Shadows are short, so it must be around noon, when the sun is highest. The day must be warm because a woman in the background holds a paper to her face, like a fan, and the man beside her has a jacket folded over his arm. I want to be there, in that picture. I want to feel sun warm on my skin, soft wind pass through my hair, hear laughter and talk, and smell the mingled perfumes of women and apple blossoms. I have pictures of Micah and Jordan with me in a small album, one of the few items I grabbed as Mom pushed me out the door. There's a picture of her, too. I ripped a corner of it one day, planning to tear the whole thing into bits, but in the end, I didn't. Once you do something, it can't be undone. Granddad told me that. I tucked the photograph between the pages of the Einstein book, a proper place for it, I believe, since photographs are all about time, frozen time. Somewhere I'll always be, 3, 5, and 6. Suddenly, the book is snatched out of my hand. Startled, I look up to see Vulture leafing through the pages. "So, you're the brainy type," he says. I grab it back, and now it's Vulture who's startled. Not too many people cross him, but he lets it go. He sits on the wall beside me and casually crosses one leg over the other. "I could use someone with brains working for me," he says. "I'm not looking for a job." "So that's why you left the coffee shop with your tail between your legs?" He smirks. I feel heat rise in my face. "It's only going to get worse out here," he continues. "The weather, and people get nastier the colder it gets. You haven't been here long enough to see that. I have. It can get real bad." I give an involuntary shiver. "Work for me, and you'll have steady money coming in, food, a warm place to sleep." It's tempting. I will admit it's tempting, but I'll do fine, I say. "Out here? In the winter?" Vulture laughs unpleasantly. "All those nickels and dimes will dry up. You'll freeze your ass off if you don't die first." I glance over at the church. Oh, she'll be there. Vulture says with complete certainty as he follows my gaze. Why? You just said there wasn't any money to be made out here when it's cold. There isn't, he agrees. Jen is in... He stops and thinks for a moment, then he smiles. Training. I don't think I've hated anyone as much as I hate him right now. Not even Pete when he was hitting me. He was ignorant. What Vulture is doing is deliberate. I'm not working for you now or ever, I tell him. Vulture gets up and brushes off his pants. You'll be begging me for a job before the month is up. He points across the street to where Jenna has arrived. See? Right on time. She does what I say. A word of warning. Vulture leans in close and stabs my chest with his finger. She's mine. You stay away from her. And anyone and anything else that's mine, or you'll get hurt. He jabs me a second time, then saunters away as the bells strike 12. My fists clench in helpless fury. As I expected, most people scurry by, intent on spending as little time as possible in the miserable weather. I still ask for money, but I get nothing. Cold day. The computer geek holds out a steaming sausage to me. He gestures to the cart. He's packing it in for the season. Thought you'd like one last grill. I feel like a dog being tamed with tidbits of food, but I take the warm bun without comment. It might be all day. It might be all I eat today. He sits beside me on the wall, so close his thigh nearly touches mine. I immediately move away. I knew there was a price. Tame dog. I don't do that, I say, voice wrapped around the sausage. Do what? Do what you want. Do I have to spell it out for him? Shit, he just about sat on me. I don't know what you're talking about. He shakes his head, perplexed. Is he for real? Sex. I don't have sex with guys. I don't care what you pay. I might have no expectations anymore, but I still have standards. My body is mine. His eyes widen at my words. Then a small smile parts his lips. Well, that's good, he says, because neither do I. Have sex with guys. Or pay for it, he adds. Oh. I lick the last trace of onion from my fingers. What does he want then? My name's Glenn. He holds out his hand. I give it a brief shake. What's your name? He asks. I hesitate. Then, Dylan. He stands. I'm sorry you didn't get that job at the coffee shop, Dylan. Keep trying. I stay a while longer begging for money, and finally a fourth person I ask reaches into his pocket and dumps a handful of change into my palm. Once I get it sorted, I see it's enough to buy me a burger and fries and a hot drink to keep me through the night at Mandy's. Hi, Dylan. Jenna comes up, head tucked into her chest, hands thrust into her pockets for warmth. She's pasty-faced, and her eyes are red-rimmed, but whether from cold or tears or tiredness, I'm not sure. Niggling at the back of my brain is Vulture's warning. But hey, she came to see me. Miserable day. I spread out my sleeping bag so she can sit beside me. How are your brothers? They're doing okay. My mom's getting married. Another father, she says. Yeah, I hear Brendan isn't too happy with you. She grimaces. No, he isn't. Doesn't want me taking off like that anymore. He says it's because he worries about me. She reaches up and pushes her hair back, and I see a yellowing bruise on her temple. Did he do that? She lets the hair fall back down. It was my fault, she says. I made him mad. I snort my disbelief. She looks away from me, embarrassed. I'm freezing, sitting on the pavement, and I made shit. Then Brendan took it all. She begins to cry. I have no money, and I need feminine things, you know? Feminine things? This sudden delicacy takes me aback. I've heard her swear with the best of them out here. I give her some of my change. Get yourself a hot chocolate with milk. It's better for you. I'll meet you at the donut shop in a couple hours, I tell her. She nods listlessly and wanders away. And I, the white knight, her rescuer, head in the opposite direction to find feminine things. I've been meaning to get some soap and deodorant anyway, so what's a few more items? Rather than rip off the stores downtown where they'd recognize me, I walk steadily for half an hour and come across a pharmacy in a strip mall. Red and green Christmas lights are strung across the windows, frosted with fake snow. Inside, I grab a shopping basket, pull my hood up over my head, then, deciding that looks too suspicious, push it off again. Face tilted to the floor, I go down an aisle, hoping no one has had the bright idea to install surveillance cameras underfoot. I'm used to stealing, done it most of my life, but still, my heart beats rapidly. I won't take a CD or watch or something I just want. I can live with wanting, but I can't live with needing. I grab a bar of soap and slip it into my pocket of my coat, followed by a deodorant stick. I throw a couple of items in the basket so I look legit. Now for Jenna's stuff. Following the signs suspended from the ceiling, I find the feminine products aisle. I stop, dismayed by the wall of merchandise in front of me. Light days, heavy days, tampons, napkins, wings. Wings? It's like a secret female language. I have no idea what Jenna would use. I hear giggling behind me and whirl around to see two girls grinning at me, a male in the female aisle. My face reddens. I walk further down the aisle, my mind frantically trying to decipher the feminine code. The girls' laughter reaches hysterical pitch. I focus my eyes and discover I'm in front of the condom display. At the moment, I have no need of them, but pride makes me take a pack anyway. As I barrel up the female aisle, I reach out a hand and grab the first package I touch. It'll have to do. Face burning, I drop the basket while deftly shoving the stolen items into my coat pockets. I walk rapidly through the security scanner, breaking into a run as a siren shrieks. Dodging people across the street, dodging cars down an alleyway, dodging drunks through a second alley that exits onto a crowded street. Here, I stop running and match the pace of the people around me. Adrenaline thrums loudly in my ears. Exhausted, I lean against a wall and close my eyes, breathing hard. Hey, you! My eyes fly open. Cops. Two of them. It flits through my brain how embarrassing it will be to be caught with condoms and feminine products. Take that to court, and even the judge will snicker. Have you seen this girl? One officer holds out a picture. Jenna stares back at me. No. You sure? Yeah. I look the cop directly in the eyes. Well, let us know if you do. She's a runaway. Her parents are looking for her. He tucks the picture back into his pocket. She's 14. 14? I blurt out in my surprise. Yeah, they get younger all the time. Jenna said she was nearly 16. Well, it's up to her if she wants to go home or not. If she doesn't want to, then I'll take care of her. Me, the white knight with the feminine products. You better move along, the second officer says. I don't think this guy wants you propping up his wall. He points to a grim-faced man standing in the window of the store behind me. They step back, and I walk away. They know I'm living on the streets, but they're not concerned. They don't have a picture of me to flash around. With a couple blocks behind me, I start to relax. I think about Jenna being grateful when I show her what I've got. But I'm not the white knight, I decide. I'm more like